Its official GDP is negative, and it is glorious. Last week, the Bureau of Economic Analysis reported that GDP for the first 3 months of 2025 turned negative for the first time since 2022. The kicker is all of it was caused by a 41% surge of imports front-running tariffs, which official GDP bizarrely counts as negative GDP. Without those, actual GDP soared by 4.5%, which is Asia level. It actually gets better because government spending dropped for the first time since 2022, control for that, and the economy grew by nearly 5% on the quarter, which, fun fact, is double China's current growth rate. So what's driving the boom? Simple private sector investment, the mother's milk of prosperity. BAA said investments skyrocketed in the quarter by 22%, much of it driven ironically by the very same tariffs that took the headline number down, as in foreign companies are falling over themselves to move production inside Donald Trump's tariff umbrella and produce in America. So going by those numbers, America is reindustrializing at light speed, and the tip of the spear is foreign companies moving production here. Recent video I'd mentioned how massive these incoming investments are. At the time it was $3 trillion, including $165 billion from Taiwan Semiconductor, $100 billion from Japan SoftBank, $500 billion from Apple, and $2 trillion combined from Dubai and Saudi Arabia. That number is now up to $5 trillion in announced deals. Last week, Trump said the real number is $8 trillion and counting. For perspective, pre-COVID gross private investment in the entire country was about $4 trillion. So Trump has already doubled that, maybe tripled it, in 3 months. That implies a massive boost in high-paying jobs. The Taiwan Semiconductor project in Arizona is projected to create 40,000 construction jobs. Multiply that by between 20 and 50 times for the other projects. The one concern on GDP had been consumer spending, with media hyping soft consumer surveys. In a recent video, I mentioned how these surveys are questionable since big moves are driven by partisanship. As in, people who hate Trump say the economy sucks, people who love him say it is grand. Well, the BEA just reported consumer spending is on fire, hitting 0.7% on the month, which is close to a 9% annualized gain in consumer spending. Finally, inflation, which also reported last week at flat, as in zero inflation for the second time in Trump's 3 months. Soaring investment and crashing inflation being just about the sweetest 4 words in economics. So Stocks brought to you by Unchained.com. Before Trump took office, I figured the economy would be a cage fight between Biden's recession overhang and Trump boosting investment, energy, and cutting regulation. I did not anticipate how bigly Trump's tariffs would boost investment. $5 trillion is monster numbers. As for the immediate future, all these front-run imports will likely show up next quarter as consumption or investment, delivering a big, beautiful GDP number even on paper. Meanwhile, those monster investment numbers will start taking pole positions, swamping any hits to paper GDP from government layoffs and mass deportations. Last week, a reporter asked Trump about the negative GDP print, and he said, quote, "Be patient, the boom is coming." So far, that's exactly what's happening. And if Congress gets its butt in gear on deregulation and tax cuts, it could go even faster. Read the rest with charts and all the gory details at profstandknowledge.com. Okay, we'll be watching. See you next time.